Hey everybody, this is Vril starting a new playthrough of the game Vietnam 65, which I just picked up on Steam. It's a turn-based strategy game where you take control of the US Army and wage a counter-insurgency war to secure the Ia Drang Valley on the border with Cambodia. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll just do a normal difficulty mode, which will be 45 turns. Let's go ahead and get started. We will always start on the east side of the map with a base, but these maps are completely randomized. Now, in this game, you have to win the hearts and minds of the different villages around here. These are all South Vietnamese villages, and there will be different Vietcong insurgency forces pop up through the map, simulating like a Ho Chi Minh trail. And we don't know where they are, but they'll be around, usually in the forested areas. So this is a decent starting location. Let's just go down into the map. We will have our base here. Up here we have the hearts and minds score. We want to keep this above 50. We'll probably want to keep it closer to like about 60, going into about round our turn 30 to 40. And this is our political capital. We can actually go ahead and buy different forces here, but we won't do that at the moment. And we can earn these by destroying the Vietcong forces. So usually what I do is take out my Huey helicopters here and take my infantry forces to the different villages that are around. So these villages all have a flag on them. When they have this fire, that means they have some information for us, which sometimes they'll give it to us, sometimes they won't, but it depends on their allegiance with us, basically their hearts and minds score up here. Let's go ahead and take our Huey helicopter and pick up some infantry. You'd think maybe the Green Berets might be the better unit to take out here, but they're not as good actually. Their main purpose is for training South Vietnamese forces, which we'll do when we get to building a fire base, which I'll... So this village was apparently uncooperative with us. And let me go ahead and move this helicopter back. So these forces all out here have a, and I'm dragging this movement, but this says 5 of 5. This is a supply icon. We do have to keep these forces supplied, and that's where the helicopters come in very handy. If you didn't have them, you wouldn't be able to supply the forces. So you've got to keep that in mind, though, where... Let me see, I wanted to pick up an infantry, but you want to keep that in mind because you're going to have to... You can't have too many forces because you have to keep them supplied is the main problem that you're going to have in this game for the most part. So let's go ahead and drop these forces here. We can't drop any of the forces in the middle of a jungle, so we'll have to make our way on foot to this village. So uncooperative, but we did get a little bit of the hearts and minds score here. And let me actually, we can move him back just a little bit. Alright, so one more. We will pick up this guy, and I think we'll take him all the way over here and try to go to this village. This one, we're going to have to think about how we're going to get to it. So I've got this Green Beret. Like I was saying, they're mainly used for training the forces. They have some combat ability, but they're not as good. The howitzer is quite good, but we'll need to set up a forward base or a fire base for that. So we use this engineer to do that. The engineer can repair, it can refuel, and it can actually clear the jungle as well, which we might want to do. It can build roads as well. I've built roads before in another game, but you spend so much time building them that it's almost not all that useful. So we're going to want to build a initial fire base. You can only build one of these. You can build multiple of these forward bases, but we want to keep some... Basically, the problem in this game is that you're going to have to refuel or resupply all of your units with these helicopters, and you're going to want to use a fire base to be operating the helicopters from both this base over here and then a fire base. So I'm just going to drive this engineer out here. It probably isn't the best idea that I'm doing it like this, but maybe... Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to build actually another Huey, or should I get a Chinook? I'll go ahead and get the Chinook. It has a longer range. So what I will do is I'll pick up the Green Beret, and I'm going to have him try to find some, if there's any mines around. I doubt there is, but let's check it out. I'll drop him about here. And I probably should have checked where exactly we could have built a firebase, but we'll go ahead and do it here. So this is your train Arvin, which is South Vietnamese Army of the Republic of Vietnam is what that would stand for. So no mines, but bring our Chinook back. Okay, so they're all finished. We do have the ability to spend political capital. It's kind of a waste. I wouldn't recommend it on doing this air supply. Only do it in emergencies. And we have this airstrike ability that will then have, I think it's a 5-turn cooldown. Let's go ahead and finish the turn. Alright, so we didn't have any contacts or anything like that. They'll always show us this map, and they give us this like graph of every turn. They'll go up and down. We will have different weather and things like that, and I'm not sure if the weather affects the combat ability, but it can certainly slow down your, you know, how your vehicles are moving. So let's see, where can I build a fire base? Alright, so we do want to kind of keep it in the artillery range of, maybe not the artillery range, but in range of the villages, you know, where these insurgents are going to pop up. So I'm thinking, obviously we're not going to build it this particular, or did I just, no I didn't. I almost did, but no, we want to cancel that. Let's make sure he's not doing that and just moving. Okay. So this guy will keep moving down the road, and I'll have... Alright, so we found some Vietcong forces. Now, like I said, these Green Berets are not very good at this, so let me actually go ahead and use this early in the game. You're not going to really need to do any airstrikes on bases or anything like that, so I'll just go ahead and use an airstrike on these Vietcong forces here. Which is good. Sometimes you can miss, and the villages will be not very happy with you, so keep that in mind. I think I'll actually... Can I move these? I don't think I can pick these guys up in the village here. I'm thinking to move them to the next village down the way. So let's load. No, we cannot do that. Let's go ahead and load these guys up, though. And just thinking it'd be nice if we were able to get a little bit further than this, but we'll just do this. Now, flying over the jungle probably isn't the best idea because of the possible Vietcong RPG attacks. But we'll do this, and we'll go uncooperative village. Let me check for mines. Nothing around. And we'll send this guy back to the base. So kind of, with these Hueys, you're going to end up sending them back and forth to the bases. We've got this Chinook. Did we load this guy up? No, we did not. Let's go ahead, pick up this guy, and we'll drop him actually right over here. That's probably too far for us, but that's okay. Just use this to figure out what else have we not used. Send these guys back. We do have fuel too, so there's supplies for the infantry that you have to deal with, and then there is fuel that you have to deal with for these guys. Alright. So, I'm just going to move these guys out into the jungle here and set them up for an ambush. Cannot ambush that close to the village. It needs to be a couple tiles from there. Okay. Done with this turn. Still no contacts or anything like this. You can kind of see our areas of control. Okay. And when we start getting low on supply, we'll start getting these icons like this. So let's go ahead and send this guy back to the base, and he'll wait for a turn. This guy was going to set up with the ambush. This guy I'm going to drop here, and he's going to head back to the base if he can. He's got 2 turns to do it. I think that includes this turn, so he should be fine. Uncooperative village. And we will drop these guys here. I think this is our green berets. Yeah, they are. And we've got another Vietcong. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best idea to be attacking with our green berets, but we might have to. Thinking... should we just move it into the village? Got a couple of them, as a matter of fact. Cleared mines. Going to... can I do ambush here? No. Set up an ambush on the road here. Okay, those guys, they might get attacked or something like that. Let me... so we wanted to build a fire base, and that we can only build one of these. We want to make sure there's enough distance between it and wherever we're going. Let's see here. We want it to be pretty far away from our initial base, but I think that'll work. It might be a little close, but that's okay. We'll do that. I think it'll be okay, because we are within the range of a lot of different villages here, so let me look at our map real quick here. Yeah, so we're going to kind of have, it's like 3, 4, 5 villages kind of really close to us. Our more far away missions will be to these ones, and at some point the North Vietnamese will build some fire bases over here, most likely. Yeah, I think that will work for us. Might be a little too close, but we'll deal with that. We'll also end up building, this was the fire base, we'll end up building some forward bases as well that will help us out. And that's actually where we're going to end up training the North Vietnamese forces. Okay, let's see what else we need to move. We've got the... so we probably need to start doing supply missions. And we'll go ahead and start one here. So yeah, he was like one tile from being able to actually get that. So let's see, we're gonna send that guy there. Probably need to send somebody here at some point. Is there anybody else that we need? I think we're all done, okay. A little bit worried about these guys attacking, but I can't really do anything about that at the moment. Got 3 of them, as a matter of fact. Wow. Okay. Alright, well... maybe... no, this is... yeah, I think I'll try moving these guys this way. Don't really want to attack here with these guys. Can I train? I think I have to be in a forward base. I'll probably build a forward base around here shortly. Let's go ahead and let me cancel out of that and start moving our engineer this way, and then we'll probably build a forward base right around this intersection here. Okay, so that guy is going to be resupplied, and we'll actually end up sending this guy here, and that'll be pretty close next time, and we'll resupply this guy. And this guy does no long not need to go back to. He does not need to go back all the way to the base anymore, so we will send him right here. Wait a turn. This guy we can do the same thing on. Actually, sometimes I get confused on which unit I actually have selected. It was this guy, not that one. So we'll rebase him here. And this guy we can do the same thing with. So yeah, basically this will become our main base for the moment. We don't have an airstrike ability. I think I'm just going to, again, maybe I should move this guy out of the village. Yeah, I'm going to move him out because I'm going to build this base at some point here. Can't have two units in the same tile. I'm going to build that forward base here. Or is it not a forward base, but a fire base, I think? Let me see. Yeah, forward base. This is the fire base. All right. Okay, so I'm going to move out of the village here, and I'm going to, at some point, I will search for mines here, and then I'll probably have this guy just kind of get over there if he can. All right. Ending that turn. Okay, so you can see that our VC contacts are starting. We've got one over here near our fire base. And this guy is going to be resupplied. And we'll send him back. And we can attack these VC now. And they are really easy to defeat, but our units can take injury, so when they take injury, we have to send them back to our actual main base, and you can see we're earning some political capital with all that, and we've actually won some of the hearts and minds of the villagers as well. So let's build this fire base. Try to build it as kind of far as I can down the road here. Maybe here. Alright, so this guy can move all the way in here. We're going to lose, I think it takes 2 or 3 turns to build the insurgency forces, or not insurgency forces, but South Vietnamese forces. ARVN forces is what they call them. Alright, so this guy, I don't think we did a sweep for mines, did we? I don't think we did. Well, if we didn't, we did it now. Alright. So I think we're... Okay, we've still got this guy, which we can use to just resupply. Alright, and send him back. I think we've got pretty good how these guys are. I wish we could have... Okay, we actually need a helicopter to go back to here and pick up the howitzer, and we're going to move the howitzer up here. So what would be good for that? The Chinook would be really good for that. Now, I might be mistaken. I don't think you can move the engineer. You cannot move the engineer with the Chinook or anything like that. Let me double check. So, yeah, there are a bunch of different units we can build, but from my experience, usually near the end of the game, if the enemy starts building a few different bases, you actually have sort of like a ticking negative political capital, so you kind of want to have some positive saved up on the political capital for that time. Alright, so these guys here, I'm just going to leave them. Might actually, I don't think I can move. I'm going to rebase this guy. I'm going to build like one more infantry here, and then I'll be able to be carried away with this Huey. Alright, well, there's nothing more to do. Let's end this turn. Enemy forces mobilizing. And nothing too much going on. VC contacts. You can see that guy, but we do have a bunch of contacts all around here, so there's got to be a Ho Chi Minh trail around here very close. But it does look like we're out of time for this episode, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.